standing there for a minute, and like she went into where Mr. Shelley's room was,
Mm-hmm.
and she said, "Y'all can come in if y'all want to." And so we came around the corner. We got all of our stuff shipped. You know, all of our stuff came in.
Oh, cool. So you have all your uniforms. You have your rain jacket, which you need.
Oh yeah, definitely gonna need that for us.
Gonna need that because, well, it's pouring down rain in South Carolina this morning. Let me move this light out of my face because it blinds me. Welcome into the studio. Good morning. We are, you know what? On a beautiful rainy day like this, we can get a lot of work done. They're going to be finished before I am. They're working on blanket ladders. I'm working on the pop art series. We're all the way to the dressing table. Yesterday, I took it outside because it wasn't pouring down rain, sanded some of the loose, flaky paint off. And when I say flaky, I mean more that it was peeling because it was house type latex. Now, I know back in the day, we didn't have all these fancy, smancy furniture paint brands to choose from. But if you're going to go to your big box hardware store and purchase paint, read your label. Read your label because that paint is not designed for furniture. And apparently now one of the major brands has rebranded their house paint and interior paint as furniture paint. But if you read the label, it still says that it's made for exterior painting. Don't use that. If you want a great finish on your furniture and you want something fantastic, use a furniture paint. There are a lot of products on the market. If you love chalk paint, you know what? Use chalk paint. I don't particularly like chalk paint myself. Not slamming it. It's just not my preference. I prefer to use my Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura. This is a water-based acrylic. It has a resin infusion. Not only does it go on furniture, it is formulated for furniture and it stays where you put it. So it won't peel off in sheets or pieces. So, how do you love the Bluebird? I went ahead and I put a first coat on the drawers and on the basic framework where the drawers will go. I did work on the jewelry box. I'm still working on the jewelry box because I did a little bit more detail work. One of the coolest things I love about doing these projects is recolorizing some of the artwork. And this is my favorite strip right here. She's going to save the world. I recolorized some of this. I love the way it looks, and I went ahead and painted the hardware simply because, well, it needed to be painted so that it matches what we have going on with our TV trays. So yesterday afternoon, I worked on these also, did my black outlines, and we're ready to pour resin on two of these that need it. And when we do, I really think I'm going to take my silicone brush and I'm going to resin brush the body of and the drawers of this jewelry chest because I think the resin finish over the vintage comics really looks cool. So we're going to do that today. That's an off-camera activity because we all know that it's going to take that clear resin all night to dry, and I'll stick my fingers in it if I'm back here unsupervised. I will. Let's get to getting. We've got some work to do over here, and let's do some detail work with these drawers and with the body of this. I shouldn't keep calling it a dressing table simply because it could be a super duper desk. Now, right now, it has no legs under it on either side. I have a fix for that, and we're going to get to that soon enough simply because that's what we need to do. I'm going to tip that down because, boy, that light blinds me. I need it, but it blinds me. So we have the drawers. Let's tip them in just so we see what they look like. I love the construction of this piece because not only is it wood, I know it has veneers, but it's solid wood underneath those veneers. Remember, I showed you the construction of the bench, but I love that it has wooden runners because they just last longer. Look how cool that's going to be. So really all we need to do is decide what color goes on top and what color goes on here because we have the framework in our Bluebird. Now we need to live this section and make it look super good. I'm going to prep this one more time because I feel a little bit of grit right there. And I'm feeling like maybe it's time to retire this rag and get a cleaner one to do this job. So let's do one more spray of prep. And listen, you can prep 10 times. There's no rule. You can prep once. There's no rule. The rule is just make sure you prep. That is the product that gets your paint to bond to the surface where you're putting your paint. And we all need that. Good morning. I see you. Welcome in. Yeah, that's dirty. One more time. Thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited about making progress on this series. This is going to be a great collection. Somebody who loves comic books and old cartoons and pop art is really going to love this set. Could be for the bedroom, could be for the office, but no matter what it's for, this is going to be fabulous. All right, I used the Bluebird on the face, and I'm really inclined, y'all tell me what you think, to use rustic clay to frame this out and underneath, and use the marigold on the top, or the opposite. Darker framing it, marigold on the top. I think it's a deal. Let's do it. I'm going to grab, I need one of my favorite paintbrushes and I don't see it. I think somebody's eating my paintbrushes. Ariel, Sam. Sam's eating my paintbrushes. All right, let me grab my chair. I even dressed to match my Bluebird today. And look, it really does. It matches. That's super cool. All right. We'll shake a shake. I'll put this here. I went ahead and put it on the motorcycle jack so I could get it up off the floor. If you don't have a motorcycle jack to do your paint work, get you one. Thank you to my sister-in-law who so graciously provided me with something she wasn't using, and it was still brand new. Sam, there is actually a piece of decoupage paper under your feet, baby, and it goes back inside that pig. I use that little pig for a rack. And she keeps my projects. She keeps my projects. All right, let's get some rustic clay on this framework. If you saw yesterday afternoon, I popped in for just a little while, no chatter, just a video. Started the live, turned the camera, and so if you watch yesterday afternoon's video, it's kind of crooked. Thanks for being here. Sounds, I hope you can hear me all right. We have rain in the Southland today, so we will be in the house all day. Come by and see us. If you're traveling I-95, we're a half mile off I-95. Stop in. You want to see the studio? Stop in. You want to book a studio session? Let me know. We had 2 scheduled for tomorrow, and we had to move one of them to Friday, which is just fine. We usually don't do Friday studio sessions, but you know, when you get to be really special to us and we know what your family dynamic is, we try to do the right things. Everybody's got situations, and we try to have flexible time in the studio, not only so we can do our work, but so we can help you do your work too. Love the way this looks. Love it. I think it's going to be fantastic. Am I still in frame? Yeah. I'm really bad about that. So if I get out of frame, y'all let me know. This is really a fun series. It's not serious at all, but I take the detail work on this, I think, more seriously than I do some of my other projects. I love that. And we'll paint this inside, I believe, also. Maybe we'll do a combination here. Let's see what this is going to look like. Maybe we should paint this interior in marigold and just that framing. The cool thing about this, and there are so many cool things about this, is that we can put this color combination down any way we want. The colors work so well together. And you could take any of our colors in these tones. So if you didn't want something to look this bold or dramatic, you could soften your color combination. You could do something with sunflower and cactus rose and maybe peacock feather or robin's egg blue. Those color combinations would work great together also. Let me bring this up just a little bit. I like that. That looks really good. Cool. All right, we're going to cap this because we're not going to need it for a minute. Let's get that top done. That's the part I really want to see. And I tell you, I'm going to grab a Wooster. I had one of my other brand brushes yesterday, and I don't disrespect it, but it was not my Wooster. I do love my Wooster brush, so we're going to rock this out. I have my spray bottle of water. I'm going to try not to stand in the paint because I'll do that. And presto magico, it's open. Yes, look at that luscious marigold. I love this color. This is going to be a great finish on this top. Look at it already. All right, let's get the trash out. There we go. And we still need to address the bench. The bench needs a pattern cut for the legs. So we're going to take paper, cut a pattern for the legs, cut the lumber for it so we can reinforce the outside edge where the veneer has peeled off. And then we will reupholster it. I'm going to spritz this so it moves a little bit smoother. Sam, if I just sprayed you, I am sorry. But we will reinforce those legs, and then we'll talk about the upholstery fabric because we've looked at a couple of different options. There's some cool comic book upholstery out there. Now, the jewelry chest, I think, needs some boom stripes put to it. So we'll get to that later today. We probably won't record that. We'll probably just do that. We've got a lot of work to do. We just brought some inventory in, so all of that has to be finished. This color combination is fantastic, y'all. I love it. So this desk / dressing table, I mean, if you're like a Vicky Vale, you need this as a dressing table. And if you're more like Clark, you need a desk, which is totally cool. So either one, you can do either one, but this will definitely have boom stripes on it and some stars, I believe. So once we get this coated and covered, then we'll tape off some amazing stripes. And today's Wednesday. We'll probably do that tomorrow. It may take us into next week to get all the pieces completed. This was a big collection on purpose. But if you're going to do a collection, if you're going to do multiple pieces in a style, do them all at the same time. Multitask that ADHD. It's all right. Back in the day, they just called us high-spirited. Now we have letters. I should put that behind my name on my business cards. I like the high-spirited so much better. It's such a nicer description. I love this. Look how bold this is. Let's get back around the front side. I want to cut in that cubby on the lower section. I still have to do the end caps, but let's cut this cubby in with this marigold. And I tell you what, I'm going to grab one of our handy alcohol wipes. And I'm going to make sure. You good? Nobody got hit in the head? Keep working. It's not child labor if they're old enough to get paid. No laws are being broken here with child labor. Nope. All right, there we go. I just didn't want to mix the rustic clay that I have across that face edge with our marigold. I want to keep the integrity of this color. Bright, bold. Oh, this looks so good. It's a week of paint therapy, y'all. Everybody's painting. If you need paint, put your order in. Look how cool! I love every step of this. So I'm going to be excited. Y'all just play along. Oh, there's even a lip edge in here that I can paint black. Y'all, this piece of furniture was the perfect piece of furniture to do this project. It has all of the elements. Super. Take a look at some of our paint colors. You know what? We have 54. We have metallics for days. 54 paint colors and endless paint recipes. Let's go ahead and we'll do this hole underneath here, all the way out to the blue. Bluebird, rustic clay, and marigold is the perfect vintage mid-century combination of colors. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm going to cut right down that edge. So cute. All right, now this one will be a problem for me to paint on the camera because I can't turn that way and get to it. And I will have to get down on the floor, and I don't know that we want to see that. Let's see what I can do. Is my little squishy right here? Yes, you know what? Okay, no problem. Y'all do the things. All right, going on the floor. Somebody help get me back up in a minute. There we go. Whoever thought sitting down on the floor would be an activity that would be so challenging? One of these days I'm going to have a life alert. Y'all are going to make fun of me, and I'm going to go, no, don't make fun of me because you're going to have one day too, because I used to make fun of them too. It's not funny anymore. It's so serious. I hope you love this color combination. Even if this is not your color combination, even if this is not your vibe, I really hope that you find and draw some inspiration from the opportunity to transform an old piece of furniture into something loved and usable again. And who cannot love a comic book inspired set of furniture? I mean, like, I love this. And I wasn't even a huge comic book girl, but I did love our comic book heroes. I'm a Batman. Did we come back? We did. Sorry, I forgot to push the do not disturb. But whoever it is, I'll call you back shortly. I will. I will. Oh, I'm loving it. Bam. The color combination is perfect. It is perfect. All right. We'll let this dry and ta-da! Off the floor. All by myself too. All right, we're gonna let that dry. Today it's gonna take a little bit longer just because it's pouring down rain in South Carolina and the humidity is through the roof. Humidity and temperature affect your dry time. In cooler temperatures, moist conditions, it's going to take a little bit longer to dry. Throw a fan on it. It's the best thing you could do. In more dry conditions with temperature above 70-ish, you're going to dry really fast. So make sure you keep your misting bottle of water nearby, because that dry air tempered with those higher temperatures, your dry time is going to decrease exponentially. And you want to make sure you keep the moisture in your surface as you're moving your brush. You don't want to pull, dry brush anything. So you want to make sure you keep your mister bottle when you have lower humidity, higher temperatures, and when you have higher humidity, moderate temperatures, or cold temperatures, throw a fan on it, give it some dry time, extra dry time, and everything will work out just fine. We're going to hop off here because we have a lot of detail work to do. It's 9:30, and we're going to see if we can roll some things together. Might pour some resin. I don't know. Might pour some resin today. I don't know. We need to. The girls are working on blanket ladder frames, and Mel and I are going to do a thing with those. If you want to make a blanket ladder, we've got a studio session for that. We've got a studio session for doing almost anything you'd want to do. We're in the studio, obviously, at Two Girls Treasure. I'm Diane Pruitt, thanking you for being here with us today. Here's the rest of the us doing their jobby job, their summer jobby job. Come by and support my girls. They are working for a living. They are also raising money for their missions, which do not end. They have one going into next year, and they are fundraising for that as well. Come by and support the girls. They are getting paid, but they do work for tips. They're fabulous customer service. I will see you right back here in the studio again tomorrow morning. We'll do this one more time, and we will try to shore up as much as we can tomorrow so that our pop art series collection is almost finished by the weekend. Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe. Share if you'd like to. That would be fun. Y'all have a beautiful day and take care of yourselves. By the way, take care of each other too. Bye, y'all.